Subtitles. Welcome to our incredibly funny love show. Are you all set for a wave of incredibly imaginative plots? With tears welling up in her eyes, Zhuxi invited Taizu to watch his performance, and of course, Taizu didn't forget to thank Junhe, so she happily ran to find her and proposed they go together. The moment Zhuxi stepped out, Junhe felt like her heart was going to fly, and to catch his attention, she jumped from her chair, longing to shout out what was in her heart, but sadly, she couldn't do it in her current role. After the show ended, Junhe, bubbling with excitement, held the bouquet to give to Zhuxi. But before she could sprint over, she saw Taizu and Zhuxi's families already chatting away, making Zhuxi feel like she was right there, but she hesitated to approach and could only quietly observe the girl she loved among the bustling crowd. Zhuxi seemed to sense her gaze, and as she looked up, their eyes met and froze her in place. Before she could react, her father pulled her away. Junhe sat on a bench, memories flooding her like a tidal wave, while Zhuxi skated over, making the whole world freeze at that very moment. Zhuxi's love bubbled up inside as they exchanged unspoken words loaded with feelings. Then he passed the flowers, her heartfelt feelings replaced with an awkward greeting. In this game of power, unable to respond to such a pure love, Zhuxi turned and fled, trying desperately to escape her inner chaos, but her feet betrayed her. Watching Zhuxi walk away, Junhe felt bittersweet, but joy from the reunion made her smile slightly. Since her beloved girl was already engaged, she decided to tuck her feelings away and quietly support her as a friend. When Taizu introduced Zhuxi to Junhe played it cool and started chatting politely. Both of them were so excited that they communicated in lip language during dance class and even sneaked in a little dancing hand in hand. After dance class, Taizu walked Zhuxi home. Caught in this arranged by parent situation, Zhuxi had to embrace her fate, and just as she pondered about it, the streetlights suddenly went out. The next thing she knew, she spotted Junhe, and Zhuxi excitedly dashed down to embrace her, oblivious to their respective identities, where only their heartbeats merged in that moment. Yet after this class, Taizu felt that Zhuxi was increasingly conscious of her feelings. Torn between her fiancé and the one she loved, Zhuxi struggled deep inside, and she resolved to gather her courage to express her true feelings to Junhe. Meanwhile, on the other side, Zhuxi appeared completely unconcerned, whereas Taizu couldn't restrain her tears and went to pour her heart out to Junhe. Hearing her friend's helplessness filled Junhe's heart with immense sorrow. Indeed, Taizu had someone to confide in, yet who was there for her to listen to her innermost emotions, even though she harbored countless feelings of resentment deep inside? Zhuxi, avoiding Junhe, felt endless pain. She took Zhuxi's hand, trying to reach her feelings, yet Zhuxi's tears mixed with raindrops fell down her face. Looking at Junhe, she couldn't bear it to let go of her stubborn love. Subtitles. She intended to inform Taizu, yet she didn't anticipate that Taizu had already figured out the secret through Junhe's necklace, which happened to be the love token presented by Taizu's father to Zhuxi years ago. Upon realizing that Zhuxi's true affection lay with Junhe, she understood that her marriage was destined to be unhappy, and thus she decided to step aside and support this loving couple. Subtitles. A suspenseful letter was, in a tragic way, discovered by Taizu's father, which could be called Taizu's tug-of-war marriage. When she realized that Zhuxi truly loved Junhe, she had already known her marriage. This was indeed a remarkable marriage of Taizu back then, marked the inevitable fate of Taizu's love story. Watching such an unpromising son, Taizu's father simply felt like throwing things. He swung his whip toward Taizu mercilessly, and the pressures of life left her almost breathless. For years, she seemed to be living under her father's thumb with no freedom. To escape her pain and seek revenge, Taizu secretly decided to use her father's whip to end it all.
Fortunately, Junhe arrived in time to notice this and rushed Taizu to the hospital, worried. Seeing Taizu on the bed, Junhe felt anxious about the future. If not for her own stubbornness, Taizu would not have come to this. The necklace hanging on the door was like a key. If Taizu were to support them, then she could no longer afford to be selfish. Junhe held on to all her reluctance, deciding to leave the place. After she left, Zhuxi felt completely out of reach. With the outbreak of war, after numerous inquiries, Zhuxi learned that Junhe had gone off to enlist after leaving the hospital. On the train heading to the battlefield, Zhuxi peered through the window, and when she spotted their familiar figure, Zhuxi couldn't help but cry, banging on the window and calling out Junhe's name. Yet Junhe couldn't bear to meet her gaze, fearing she would witness the longing and pain in those eyes. She also feared hearing any news about Taizu from Zhuxi. At that moment, Zhuxi's eyes were filled with tears, and she clearly knew the train's direction. At this very moment, the train had gradually started to move. Gazing out of the window at Zhuxi, who was eagerly awaiting her reply, Junhe finally stretched her body out from the carriage, trying to catch a final glimpse of her beloved person, realizing she didn't know when they'd see each other again. Both had tears in their eyes as Zhuxi handed the love necklace to Junhe, repeatedly wishing her a safe return. Watching each other fade into the distance felt like a moment frozen in time, yet the harshness of war nearly cost Junhe her life. The necklace Zhuxi left her became her emotional anchor, and that year of secretly loving Junhe had quietly passed. I've already done it. I've heard about it, and I've already managed to do it. I've accomplished it. I've done it. I have already done it. I have already done it. I have already. I've accomplished it. I've done it. I have already done it. I have already accomplished it. I've already done it. I have. Subtitles. I've done it. At this moment, the disheveled Junhe was tenderly helped up by Zhuxi, who was filled with a sympathy and concern for her. Sorry, I have already accomplished it last night. I was going to do it as well. I have already accomplished it.